my New Year resolution is to never smoke nor drink.
Wow, that's just lovely.
This was Noodle Bar at Phoenix Market City on Whitefield. Well, it's sad because we got to have the only got to have the noodles and not the bar. It looks like I'm already high.
It's 2020 and we're on a hunt for our new destination in Bengaluru. We've tried various restaurants. However, we haven't tried a restaurant in a mall, have we? So, it's 2020. It's the new year. We have much better vision. It's our first episode for this new year, and I think we want to give you something different. So we're trying to chapter or segregate our episodes into different kinds of food like Asian or South Indian. And we were wondering what can we start with for this new year, and we just happened to be in Phoenix Market City, and we stopped by this place called Noodle Bar, and it's famous for its Asian food. So when we asked them if we could step in there, and they opened their doors to us and said, okay, why not. They have a lot of nice different kinds of noodles. Apparently that's what I guess they're going to give us, but it's going to be difficult to eat. But more so, we can continue with the festive spirit and have a little more drink, have a little more booze, and begin the new year on that high note. What do you think?
Well, I've actually been thinking for a bit. The moment I saw this, I was like super excited. This entire hoarding over here that talks about beer, and beer is my favorite too, and there's sangria and there's a whole lot of wine options as well. But then I suddenly remembered that my New Year resolution is to never smoke nor drink. Damn. Am I really going to enjoy this? Let's just go check it out.
Maybe the whole restaurant in a mall idea doesn't make a big difference to customers, but for restaurateurs, it's a different game altogether. The limitation in space is not only in terms of length and breadth, but also the height. But we must say that Noodle Bar has done well to utilize its space with tables set to the side, giving people a full view of the restaurant, but has set a curved path to create the illusion of depth. While we wait for our food, we thought it would be best to find out a little bit about the establishment.
Noodle Bar it has started at 2011, but K Company has take over it at 2018. And from there we have started our growth actually, and it's word of mouth marketing what we have. And we have revised our menu, we have put some more new things in our menu. The ambience little change we have done. It contains 11 nation food actually. It's a culinary what we have. It's our Indian Asian food. It contains 11 nation, which is like China, Burma, Tibetan, Taiwan, Vietnam, and we'll be having Singapore, Malaysia, etc. 11 nations.
While Ravi was busy talking, I had made a very good choice of opening my account with a glass of guava Mary. It was spot on with guava, lime and chili on the rocks. It was the perfect non-alcoholic beginning to 2020.
You just finished it before I even started? Must have been that good? Well, I have my veg mancho soup here. I've specifically asked him to make it without garlic, and all of you know I'm a garlic hater of sorts. And first of all, it smells really good and it's piping hot. I've topped it up with some fried noodles, and here I go. I can see some onions, and gives me like a hot and sour flavor to it, and there is some pieces of tofu as well. It tastes heavenly, although it could have been a tad bit spicier, I would say, but perfect blend of taste for those who do not like it that very spicy. And even the texture, it's very smooth, not too very thick, not too very watery, just the perfect blend. The fresh coriander is the highlight. The smell of that coriander, maybe because I'm a South Indian, I just love it.
And I'm gonna start with some salt and pepper prawns. Turns out I do need the knife, but it looks so yummy and so golden and so fried. When something looks fried, it always looks delicious. It's just wow. I don't know what to say because it's sweet and it's spicy at the same time. You know, like a prawn is good when it sort of melts into your mouth. It is also good when you need a little time to chew on it and you can actually savor the dish. This is one of those dishes. The good thing about salt in food is that the more you have it, the more you want to have more of it. Okay, if that makes any sense. Because there's a lot of salt in my system right now. I just want to have more and more of this. I think that's what salt does to you.
Now, after the soup, you definitely need to have some starter. What I have here is crispy chili vegetables. I can see beans, I can see capsicum, onions or spring onions on it. And first I start with capsicum, which is definitely my favorite. It has this tomato base to the flour that it is immersed in and fried. And who wouldn't like fried stuff? You remember my New Year resolution, right? Otherwise, this is like the perfect starter with alcohol. My New Year resolution is to never smoke nor drink. I think there is a tinge of coriander on this as well, or I don't know if I'm imagining it, but whatever said and done, it is absolutely fantastic and tasty.
And it's time to dive in to the specialty, which is noodles. So we have Hakka noodles, and I'm told that the Hakka noodles goes very well with the Hainanese roast lamb. It's like he just knows what he's supposed to do, right? I had a feeling it would be a little tangy, but it's not. I get more of the capsicum flavors. The texture of the noodles is very thin. It's very easy to eat. The lamb is sliced very thin, and so it makes for an easy cook. The sauce lends itself very well to the meat, and it's just quite a good and easy eat. I'm gonna have to put a hold on this and move into this super veg sizzler. So what do we have here? We have some corn, crispy chilies, then we have spring roll, carrots, onion, beans. Yeah, I'm not an expert in veg delights, but it's delightful to look at. I'm gonna dig in and see if I'm able to eat this without burning my tongue. I don't think that's possible. I'm going to wait for a couple of minutes. It's a lovely snacky flavor. It's very soft on the inside. I'll probably have a lot more of these if I have a drink or so in my hand, but I'm trying to join Pratibha and try not to deter her.
My New Year resolution is to never smoke nor drink.
I like the corn. It's not hard. You have a crispy exterior and it's not one of the soft boiled sort of corn. And at the same time, it's not hard to chew. So I don't know how they achieve what they want to achieve, but they do achieve what they want to achieve. Time to move the spring roll to the cooler place. Thread paneer, spring roll. Time to get the hot plate away from me. Steaming up my face. I don't think I'm a big fan of all the vegetables that's in that, is because I generally am prone to eating non-vegetarian food or tasting non-vegetarian food. There's one or two items that seem to be a little not to my liking, but somehow they've managed to fuse everything well enough inside this crispy roll. Tailor-made threaded paneer. It doesn't have too much of flavor to it. Maybe I should try it with some sauce. I'm going to try it first with the chili Szechuan sauce. By the time I get my threaded paneer exclusive sauce, I quite like it. Anything that's crispy, anything that's fried, it really is just very easy. I just feel like having a drink with this, but I'm not going to be tempted.
No way. My New Year resolution is to never smoke nor drink.
I have with me the cocktail sauce. It hits you with this sense of a little sourness It is surprising because you're used to a lot of spices and flavors coming through all the sauces that are there. So this sort of is more on the bland side, but still it goes very well with this shredded paneer. And it's something that once again you can just keep snacking away. And before you know it, you've completed a whole meal.
Now when it comes to the crispy vegetables, because of the tomato base, it is slightly sour as well as sweet. So beautiful, of course. But then I love anything spicy, so here is burnt chili noodles. It is spicy and I surely love it that way. It's not too very spicy, of course, so you don't have to really worry for those of you who do not like it that very spicy. It's perfect, hot, fiery, spicy, and even the noodles is very soft and just kind of, before you know it, it's kind of down your throat. I don't need any kind of side dish for this, just this noodles is enough to keep me going. A person like me, I would need a tinge of vinegar though in any noodles that I have, but apart from that, it is absolutely perfect. Now that completes it. Perfect tinge of vinegar, burnt chili taste, along with this noodles and the freshly cut vegetables like carrots and spring onions topped over it. Perfect noodles for any vegetarian.
The flavors blend so well in Noodle Bar. While we would have loved to try the different cuisines from various locations, the little that we had was enough to fill our hearts and stomachs. That roast lamb though was quite something. Full as we were, there is always room for dessert. When you're done with such a good meal, which was so hot, it's time to cool yourself down. But not really cool yourself down, because this is a sizzling hot plate of brownie and ice cream. Yeah. Wow, that's just lovely. How often do you go through these moments and you think, oh, I wish I could just savor this forever? Yeah. Because it's only as good when it's sizzling hot. Fantastic. Okay. So you're gonna have to wait for it to simmer down a little bit, otherwise you're just gonna burn your mouth.
There's a lot of nuts on top of it and makes it really crunchy. The brownie, I was expecting it to be a little hard, very crunchy sort of a brownie, but then even the brownie is pretty soft, and vanilla flavor, one of the most standard flavors that is everyone's favorite.
Lovely combo. It was a nice little fruity touch to that bitterness. So it's very nice and sweet and crispy, and gives that roasted sort of taste. What better way to end your meal with something cold, hot, savory, and sweet.
So, as we get high on this ice cream and not on alcohol this time, we'll see you next week. This was Noodle Bar at Phoenix Market City on Whitefield. Well, it's sad because we only got to have the noodles and not the bar. It looks like I'm already high. See you next week on Asianet Newsable. This is Pratibha Raman along with Jervis as well as Abu for Asianet Newsable.